It's time for us to talk because when does soft life become so hard? I started the year full of motivation, ready to go on my next adventure, pursue my goals and do this and that. And I had a plan in mind. And then we got into January, and I feel like in January, everything kind of went into a decline, I would say. I just saw very much lack of motivation, lack of consistency. All of a sudden, everything that I envisioned myself doing just did not become a priority anymore. And it's not like I replaced it with a different priority, but I completely let it go. So overall, this video I'll be discussing or talking about my mental health and the state that I've been recently. I will be talking about things that have helped me getting out of that funk and resetting my day-to-day life. And sure enough, I'm slowly gaining back that confidence, that consistency, that motivation that I thought that I lost. And I hope that this can also help you do a soft reset and get back to what you're meant to be. And to be honest, because of all the political changes and me working in the public sector, it basically caused me to get sucked in this complete mental distress. So I can say that I started feeling like I didn't want to do anything. This couch, as comfortable as it is, one of the best purchases I've done. I just wanted to sit here, lay down, watch TV, and do nothing else. I didn't feel like going to the gym. I didn't feel like going to church. I didn't feel like doing anything. And it might have been a slight depression, but it was more like too much noise. It was too much noise. And it was noise about political changes, and it still is, don't get me wrong, there's still noise. Noise about family problems, just noise. And I think I got overstimulated, or my brain, I was taking everything in, and that is something that I'm also working on. Every time something happens, even if it doesn't directly affect me, I take that on as my responsibility, and this causes to basically have this switch in me where I am overwhelmed and I am not able to operate anymore. So what I had to do is turn off the noise, literally. And I do want to say that it wasn't like a dramatic, I'm cutting everything off. Like, it wasn't like, oh, I'm done with everything, I'm shutting everybody off. It was a journey. So I took different steps in order to get to this point. And it was really about finding an alignment into who I am, what I want for myself, and where I need to go. And to do that, I needed to make sure that in reaction to all that noise, I started overthinking a lot. I started mindlessly scrolling on my phone, and basically nothing was getting accomplished. And what I've noticed is that I was able to fake it. So I was able to keep this status where outside looking in, you wouldn't be able to see that I was struggling in that sense. Eventually, I did realize that I was not doing okay after a while of just being, in my own mind. I was like, I need to get out of this space. I need to do something because this is not how I like to feel. And so the first thing I did was looking at my social media, and I knew that a lot of my social media was what was triggering me. Every day I would wake up looking, the first thing I would do was looking at my Instagram feed or whatever, and it was always something negative. I wasn't trying to run from the reality, but I did want to be away from the things that were causing me to feel that way. And I me being in the public sector, I already am very involved with political aspects. Therefore, I was like, I already have this at work. I don't need to have it in my bed, when I'm eating, when I'm doing regular things. I don't need that. So one of the first things I did was putting a limit on my social media. I'll go in on my phone and I'll just put how long I was able to use that app specifically. So that was one of the first things that helped me. Eventually, specifically for Instagram, I decided to delete it completely because limiting did not help. I decided I did not want to see the app on my phone because even though it was limited, I still kept on clicking it. And I noticed that it was like almost like an addiction. Like, I don't need to go on this phone for Instagram for nothing. Like, there's nothing there that I need at the moment. So I completely deleted the app. And for the next several days, I found myself looking for it. I found myself going into the search bar and clicking and typing Instagram, and it will not pop up. And I kept on doing that for a few days before I guess my brain reset it in that sense and was not expecting Instagram to be there anymore. So there are some apps that I feel like are working in favor for me. They are working for me, and I follow like specific groups on Facebook. So that wasn't something that I wanted to give up, but it was something that I did want to limit. So not only I started limiting those apps, but after that, and after I deleted Instagram, I actually downloaded this app, and it basically helped me put time frame on when I was able to use or not use those apps. So for example, at 10 p.m., the apps that I've selected will not even be showing on my screen. Like, I wouldn't be able to search them. And when I tap them, it will show up with a screen saying that it's blocked. And I implemented this on weekends, like during the morning. And I've implemented it during the workday and also at night. This helped a lot, honestly, with the social media. And I feel like now I have more control over it. I did re-download Instagram back a few months later. And I feel like I am not as, like, I'm not looking for Instagram unless I remember something that I need to do, and I'm not constantly looking for the app, if that makes sense. So that was a great help. Another big thing is I'm not perfect, but I'm still trying to make sure that I'm taking my vitamins. I'm taking my vitamin D, and if you're a Black person, take your vitamin D daily, especially because the sun just came out recently. Like, we went through winter, we've been home because it's cold, we haven't been getting the natural vitamin D from outside. Therefore we need to take our medication, or therefore we need to take our vitamins. And honestly, you don't realize how much vitamin D really helps, because it helps with energy, and I definitely feel better mood-wise, mental health-wise when I take my vitamin D. Eventually taking my vitamins, limiting my amount of social media intake, I started to feel myself. Like, I started being like, okay, maybe now I can take a next step and ease into the gym. And I didn't want to make it a dreading thing, because at that point, at the beginning of this, I felt like I didn't want to go to the gym. I didn't want to do anything. So I started easing into it. I started just going once in a while. If I went to the gym once that week, I did something. If I went to the gym twice, I did something great, So I eased into it, and eventually I still didn't find that passion that I used to have for the gym, but I was building that consistency. And eventually I was ready to start my swimming classes. And I've been actually going to swimming classes for 3 weeks. And if you know me, you know that I've been wanting to go to swimming classes because your girl cannot swim. So I went to swimming classes, I signed up for swimming classes, and that was a big thing because it was in my yearly goals. So I'm so happy that I actually started that. In conjunction with the gym, I also started eating better because eating better makes you feel better, I think. So I've, and which was also a goal of mine for this year, to mostly consume foods that I make at home or that I have at home. And so I've just been cooking more, and honestly, it's a little self care to me to be able to just go into my kitchen and make some breakfast and something that I really like or crave, a little bacon, a little, just doing things for me, instead of doing things for anything else or any outside noise. Another thing that I removed was shopping apps on my phone, especially companies that I feel like they don't serve me. And if you know, you know. So I removed a lot of those from my phone. And also, I've been starting to research more. I've been looking into things that can, build me up. Like, what is my next level? And I'm trying to be very gentle with myself. I'm trying to listen to myself. I'm trying to understand better my likes and dislikes because I feel like the world that we live now, we're very easily influenced. Like, I feel like we get influenced so quickly, like nowadays. Like, every time you clicked on something because somebody said something, you think something because somebody said it, that's all influence. And I feel like I need to listen to me. I need to be influenced by me first before I take your word, the world's word, for what it is. I can't say that I don't feel 100% yet. And that is because it's a work in progress. I am working towards that. I feel like I've become more intentional with myself as I keep listening to me. I am able to sit in quiet zones, like just sit and be quiet, no background noise. And I'm building up little routines slowly that can help me get to my next steps. And they also make me feel very grounded. Honestly, these are not like aesthetic, changes. It's more like my soft reset. Like, I want to treat myself gently. I don't want to deprive things that make me feel good. I want to keep the things that make me feel like those quiet changes, really make a big difference. But thank you for watching today, and let me know if you want to hear more in a couple weeks how I'm doing, what else I've been changing, and thank you so much for watching.